So what is up, pimps, hoes and buffaloes? We are back today with another video, and this is the first of my mini series on what I love about Call of Duty. And as you can see, we have some Black Ops gameplay, so what better way to start off than by telling you guys what I used to love about Call of Duty Black Ops when this game was in its prime. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to be speaking about the maps, the weapons, the kill streaks, and the game modes that I used to particularly enjoy and love whilst I was playing this game for hours and hours on end. So without any further ado, let's start off with the maps. And as you can see here, we are playing some Radiation, some TDM on Radiation, and Radiation was one of my favourite maps when Black Ops was in its prime. I used to love being on the higher ground in this building that I've just jumped out of now, because there was always traffic in there. You either had spawns behind you, you've always got that sniper on the platform opposite, and I think it was just a really, really good building if you've got a couple of players in your team to lock it down, and you could pretty much just stay in that building the entire game, build up your streaks, and get a really good KD game. So of course now, I don't really just sit in one building for the entire game, because YouTube videos would be a little bit boring if I did that. But when I was playing this game, and when I was playing for stats like I had a 2.97 KD in Black Ops, so of course, you know, I was a little bit more of a tryhard without still using the tryhard weapons like the FAMAS, but that is where I used to love to be. But anyway, let's move on to the second map that I used to love whilst playing Black Ops. And of course, I mentioned Grid yesterday. It's a map that I come back to and love, but Nuketown was one of my favourite maps back in Black Ops. Of course, it was that Marmite map. You either loved it or you hated it, but I used to love the close quarters engagements whilst playing Nuketown in Black Ops. It was a colourful map, so obviously it was a good map in terms of visual, and as well as that, I like the security of either spawning behind one house or behind the other house. Of course, you've got the exceptions with demolition, with spawn trapping, but I will get onto that a little bit later on in the video. But I used to love playing Nuketown, and without any further ado, my favourite map of all time in Black Ops is always going to be Jungle. Me and Chopper, we always used to sit there on Pride Rock with our snipers or with our M16s, and you know, we used to have an amazing time. We used to stick our claymores down there, and pretty much no one could touch us. I was a little bit more of a defensive player, forward/camper, I will say that, in Black Ops, but I used to love playing that map. I think the design is fantastic. Of course, you've got the jungly area where you've got the building, and then of course you've got the snipers on the rock, which used to be me, and I think the spawns on that map are pretty decent as well. But let's move on to weapons now. And as you can see here, I am using the Galil assault rifle. That was one of my favourite assault rifles in Black Ops, and when I go back to this game, I seem to get a lot of success with it as well. As well as that, the AUG is another one of my favourite guns, and I think you see me here pick up an enemy gunship in a care package, and that is just pure luck. But nevertheless, let's keep going. And as well as that, I used to love the snipers in Black Ops. I think sniping in Black Ops took a lot more skill. You can't just run around quick scoping, which, as you guys know, I'm not really a big advocate of. You couldn't run around quick scoping like you can on MW2 or MW3. The sniping took a lot more skill, and I used to love sniping with either the Dragunov or the L96. They were two of my other favourite guns. So let's move on to kill streaks now. And as you can see here, I'm using the gunship, but never for me was the gunship one of the better kill streaks on Black Ops. For me, it was always going to be dogs. It was always going to be the chopper gunner. And when I used to play in a party, we always used to run Blackbird, chopper gunner, dogs. And as much as it was pretty much a clusterfuck to get those kill streaks in the air, because we were all pretty strong players, you know, like 2.5 KD and above, so it was difficult to get all these streaks in, but I used to love calling in my Cujos. I used to love seeing them run around tearing up enemies. I did post a video a while back where my dogs went absolutely ham sandwich on the enemy team. And as well as that, obviously the chopper gunner, I think the chopper is better than the gunship. You see here, I didn't really pick up that many kills with the gunship. And as well as that, it always used to lag, and it was really difficult to control whilst playing ground war or domination or something like that. So definitely for me, dogs, Blackbird, and chopper. And you can see here, the Blackbird is overpowered. I know where every single one of the enemies are. And I think here I pick up another care package. I'm not too sure. No, maybe not. But let's move on now to game modes, and I want to spend longer talking about demolition than anything else from Black Ops, because when I was playing Black Ops religiously, the one game mode that I used to absolutely love, and I must admit, I haven't played it once in MW3, and that is demolition. And like I've mentioned before, I used to play in a really, really strong party whilst playing Black Ops, and as we all know, the demolition spawns in Black Ops were absolutely dirty. You could always get an amazing spawn trap. I think there was a video of a team that pretty much just got the whole enemy team in Havana in knife point position, and you know, we were close to this. We never really figured out the exact spots and the exact millimeter and centimeter difference so that you could actually knife every single enemy, but when I was used to play with these strong players, we always used to spawn trap on Demolition, and at the time, although it's a little bit tedious as you're repetitively knifing enemies and picking up 100+ games without dying, yes, of course, I did get some amazing 100+s back on Black Ops, but I never saved them in the file share because it happened every single game. So I would have loved to have shown you guys some of the stuff I used to do on Demolition, but it was just so fun. You never used to get a team that would stay for the entire match, but even when the new enemies spawned in, we'd be in the positions ready to pick them up and rock on as soon as they spawned. It was just, you know, it was the most fun I've probably ever had on Call of Duty. We were just sat there in the lobbies laughing as enemies repetitively get knifed, and they're going like 100 minus negative, and we're there like 150 and 0. It was so fun, and there wasn't anything better from it. And as well as that, with MW3, Demolition isn't as fun because this isn't possible, but you know, who wants to really see me sat there knifing an enemy for 10 minutes straight on YouTube? I don't think it's possible, so I probably wouldn't go back to it, and I probably wouldn't even do it if it was on MW3. But that, guys, is what I loved about Call of Duty Black Ops. If you did enjoy this video and agree with anything I do say, and even disagree, maybe you want to let me know about your favourite map, your favourite weapon, your favourite game mode, and the killstreak loadout that you still love using in Black Ops. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and this gameplay hasn't been anything that special, but thank you very much for watching. And I may go back and play some Black Ops now, as I'm going to be away for the weekend, so maybe just one more video before the weekend is out. It could either be MW2 or even that short MW3. I'm out. Peace.